14 ways cats say, "I need you," without a sound. They don't meow. They don't cry. And yet somehow they're practically screaming for your attention. Cats might be the masters of mystery, but that doesn't mean they're emotionally detached. In fact, their quiet ways of showing need are often deeply personal, even affectionate. The twist? Most owners miss them entirely. In this video, we're unpacking 14 strange, subtle behaviors cats use to say, "I need you," without making a single sound. And number 6? Even lifelong cat owners rarely spot that one. Let's get into it. 1. They follow you but pretend they're not. When your cat shadows you from room to room but acts like they just happened to wander in for unrelated reasons, that's emotional proximity on their terms. They don't want to interrupt your flow. They just want to be near it. It's like when someone sits near you in a coffee shop to read, but never flips a page. They're not after your book. They're after your presence. 2. They sit with their back to you. At first glance, it seems rude. Your cat jumps on the couch, plops down, and turns their back like you're yesterday's litter box. But don't take it personally. Or do, because this is actually peak trust mode. A cat facing away from you isn't ignoring you. They're including you in their personal force field. In the wild, turning your back is a risky move. So when your cat does this, they're not being aloof. They're saying, "You're my safe zone. You handle the monsters. I'll nap." 3. They gently check that you're alive. You're half asleep. The room is quiet. Then, the softest tap on your cheek. You open your eyes to see your cat blinking slowly, paw raised like they're trying to bless you. This isn't a wake-up call. It's a wellness check. When cats feel uncertain or anxious, they'll seek subtle reassurance. A soft touch, a light sniff, or placing a single paw on your arm is their way of saying, "Are you still here with me?" They don't need words. Just confirmation that you haven't disappeared into the void of the blanket universe. It's kind of sweet and mildly spooky. 4. They watch you, unblinking. If you've ever looked up from your laptop to find your cat perched somewhere staring, not blinking, not moving, you might have wondered if you're in a horror movie. But plot twist, that silent surveillance isn't about dominance or curiosity. It's about hyper-attunement. Cats fixate when they're trying to regulate. They don't just observe, they absorb. Your body language, your micro-movements. Even your breathing becomes their signal board. They're not judging you, they're tuning into you, because they need to sync up with your vibe when theirs feels out of whack. So the next time you feel those eyes on you, blink back. It's like a nonverbal handshake. 5. They bring you half offerings. No, not the classic dead mouse gift. That one's overused. We're talking about the more nuanced offerings. Half-stuffed toys, old twist ties, a sock that mysteriously disappeared from your drawer 2 weeks ago. These aren't just gifts. They're part wish, part invitation. A half offering says, "This made me think of you. Also, I need a little attention, but like casual attention. Nothing too serious." It's the cat equivalent of texting "hey," but pretending it was a mistake. Ignore it, and they'll escalate. Engage, and you'll probably end up playing fetch with a scrunchie for the next 45 minutes. Your choice. 6. They interrupt your routines in oddly specific ways. You've made coffee the same way every morning for years, but now your cat suddenly insists on sitting on the French press. Or maybe they only jump on your laptop when you're replying to certain emails. Not all emails, just the ones that make your jaw clench. Coincidence? Not even a little. Cats pick up on energy shifts we're barely aware of. When they interrupt a specific pattern, especially something tied to your stress, they're not being disruptive. They're trying to break the loop. It's a quiet intervention. "Hey, you're spiraling. Let me derail that with a tail in your coffee." We miss this because we assume cats are creatures of habit, but in reality, they're keen observers. And sometimes they care more about your nervous system than you do. 7. They stretch toward you. Yes, cats stretch a lot, but watch closely next time. Is their stretch aimed in your direction? Does it include a slow, almost dramatic extension of the front legs, head low, eyes flicking up to check if you're watching? That's not a stretch. That's a reach. In cat language, this is subtle vulnerability. Stretching exposes the belly. Doing it toward you, that's emotional risk. It's also a soft signal that says, "Engage with me, I'm open." Most people miss this entirely because it's so ordinary, but it's one of the few times your cat is both physically and emotionally extending themselves. And yeah, they'll pretend it was just a stretch if you don't respond. Classic save. 8. They accidentally brush against your leg and freeze. You're standing in the hallway. Your cat walks by, tail high. They swipe your ankle like a velvet hit and run, then stop. They don't look back. They don't move forward. They just pause, like they're buffering. This isn't random. It's a low-key connection request. That little side body nudge is packed with scent. They're marking you as safe, familiar, theirs. But the freeze after? That's a tiny pause to see if you'll reciprocate. Maybe crouch down. Maybe whisper their name. Maybe just exist in a way that acknowledges their nudge meant something. Most owners don't pick up on this. They just keep walking. And your cat? They keep pretending it never happened. 9. They mimic your habits at odd times. You sip water from your glass. 2 minutes later, your cat abandons their water bowl and climbs into the sink to lick a droplet off the tap. Coincidence? Try silent imitation. Cats often mirror behaviors from those they feel attached to, but it's not always immediate or obvious. You yawn, they stretch. You lie down to rest, they plop beside you. But when it's a delayed echo, that's deeper. That's them syncing their rhythm to yours. It's a background form of bonding. A quiet, I like how you move. Let me do it too. We don't notice because it's subtle. But for cats, it's practically poetry. 10. They place themselves in your line of sight, just slightly off. You're working, focused. And then, your cat appears. Not on your lap, not blocking your screen. Just off to the side, lying down, quiet, staring. This is a visibility bid. They're saying, I need you, but I'm going to be chill about it. It's affection disguised as passive presence. Dogs would paw at you, kids would call your name, but cats? They pose like extras in a film scene where you're the lead and they're waiting for their cue. Most people don't recognize this as a form of connection, but cats don't need to be center stage to feel close. They just need to be in frame. 11. They slow escape when you reach out. You move to pet them and they leave. Kind of. They don't sprint. They don't hiss. They just slide out of your reach. Most people assume this is rejection, but often it's regulation. They want the contact, just not too much, too fast, or too close. So they manage it. They create just enough space to feel in control while still being near you. It's like someone inching away on the couch during a deep conversation. Not because they're done, but because they're overwhelmed. Your cat's saying, I need you, but give me just enough distance so I don't panic about needing you. 12. They bring you to their safe spot. Your cat walks ahead of you, stops, looks back, walks again, stops again. This isn't just attention seeking. It's a guided tour. And where they're leading you? Their core zone, the top of the stairs, under the bed, that one window they guard like a tiny lion. This is territorial intimacy. When a cat leads you into their sanctuary, they're saying, this is where I go when I don't feel okay. I want you here. It's not just physical space. It's emotional transparency. The feline version of, I'm not doing great. Can you sit with me? Ignore the invitation, and they might not offer it again soon. Accept it, and you're officially family. 13. They groom themselves extra while watching you. Self-grooming is normal, but when your cat cleans themselves aggressively, tail flicking, paw chewing, ear licking like it's a full-time job, while also glancing at you every few seconds, that's emotional discharge. Cats use grooming to self-soothe. When they do it near you, especially in moments of transition or tension, it's a sign they're trying to calm down, and they want to do it with you nearby. They're not saying, look at me. They're saying, I'm processing. Stay close. It's more intimate than people realize, because in their world, they're making themselves vulnerable in your presence, while still pretending not to be. 14. They do the pause before the leap and abort. You've seen it. Your cat positions themselves to jump, maybe to a shelf, the bed, the counter. They gather themselves, tense, wiggle, and then they don't jump. They just stand there. This moment of hesitation is rarely about second-guessing the leap. It's about checking your emotional barometer. They're attuned to your energy, and if it feels off, they delay. The aborted jump is a silent question. Are you okay? Should I wait? It's not about the shelf, it's about you. Most owners laugh it off, but that flicker of awareness, that's as close as some cats get to saying, something feels different, and I want to be near you, not above you. Cats won't text you. They won't send flowers. They won't cry in the rain while staring out a window. But that doesn't mean they don't reach for you. Every day. In 1,000 small ways. And most of those ways? Silent. Strange. Easy to miss. But once you know the signs, the glances, the pauses, the soft touch behaviors that mean, I'm not okay unless you're near, you'll start to see just how loudly your cat can love you. The next time they block your laptop or stare at you like a cryptid in the hallway, ask yourself, are they being difficult? Or are they saying, please don't drift too far from me? You already know the answer. And there you have it. Those are the ways your cat tells you they need you. Curious for more insights? Discover the signs they think you're their soulmate, or find out whether you are doing cat parenting right. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.